Guess who's just walked in here? It's Kristen Bell. I've been going on about her. Let's welcome her with atmosphere. Oh, Kristen Bell, she's so beautiful. Kristen, meet Noel Gallagher. He claims to be a musician, but, you know, you make your own mind up over the course of the show. You look attractive, dear.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
I am well.
I'm standing in between you with 2 bottles of cold water, just in case, you know, you do the usual, Russell.
The usual? Is that what it's become known as?
Attempting to rut like a stag.
I'll have one of the usual if you don't mind.
I'll either have him or her, or both.
Yeah, I'll take a lot of them.
That matter to me.
They're referring, of course, Kristen Bell, to my renowned sexual abilities, which you've experienced firsthand because we did...
Firsthand, absolutely.
Some may call it an illness, though.
I know. It's a little bit of an illness, I suppose. We had a lot of...
Sex.
Yes,
right.
This summer we did.
So did
on
we.
camera.
On camera
all of
sex.
it.
Which really, for me, raised my game.
Russell Brand.
Check my awards! Are my awards still there? Tell me my precious best newcomer is still on the mantle. And what about World's Sexiest Vegetarian? An award that I share with Kristen Bell.
Share. Really?
Well...
Share. Why don't you be realistic about what the award is?
Well, my one, I've got 2 awards. First of all, I was the sexiest vegetarian in Europe. Sexiest male...
Europe.
Yeah.
And mine says the
Ivan
world.
Novello, that's
which
all
is
I'm
bigger?
saying. That's all I'm saying. Which beats any vegetarian world nonsense.
We thought about this all
vegetarianism
summer.
in that.
Novello.
Ivan Novello. That's a rubbish made-up award, whereas sexiest vegetarian, that's coveted.
Yeah.
It's legitimate.
Well,
It's a legit award.
It's a poll.
It was
They
first
vote.
won by Albert Einstein. Then Karl Marx won it. The sexiest vegetarian award. I'm the sexiest vegetarian in the world now. That's been confirmed.
My title has been taken away, I think, by Carrie Underwood. I
Really?
did not win this year.
I shouldn't. So why could you're not even the world's sexiest vegetarian?
No.
No,
Why did you have me on?
Surely it's not something that you win. It's something that's given. It's not like a contest. You don't have to
No.
eat more vegetables than anybody else.
No, but they vote on mine.
You have
They
to
do
have more
vote.
sex than everybody else. That's the sex is more important than the vegetarianism in my book. If you can find a way of incorporating a parsnip into a sex act, and I've got a few tips, then you're a shoo-in for the
Sexy
title.
vegetables.
Sexy vegetables, which is what I call my genitals. How did you find the experience of making Forget Is Sarah Marshall, in which you played Sarah Marshall? Did you enjoy that process, working with me?
I did enjoy working with you. I didn't know what to expect.
Did you know him? Had you ever heard of him before the first minute he walked through the door?
No, but I
Funny that, isn't it?
had to test with him.
That eats him up inside so bad.
And I looked him up and I went, what?
Yeah.
I
What
said,
you did
who is
was
this
you went,
character?
wow.
Well, I said, wow. I said, his jeans are tighter than mine. Whoa. And then
But
we
also,
tested
my
to get-
genes are stronger than yours. You wait till you see my kids. Gorgeous. I'm like the little imps you'll spew out.
we had a wonderful time. We had to get very intimate very quickly because the first week of rehearsal, not only were we all working out together, but Russell and I had to come up with like 15 different yoga sex positions. And so we had a rehearsal that was
Wouldn't have been
5
too difficult
minutes.
for you, I would have thought.
that was videotaped, where we were trying to get into every position possible.
He's done that before.
Were you astonished at how well I took to that? And did you think, this man must be a magnificent lover, judging from
I
the
was
aplomb?
impressed. You know what, though? But I don't think a lot of people would know, but I experienced with you, and I don't even know if you remember this.
Orgasm?
When we... time after time.
First one's free.
How long did it
But
take him to tell you that he was a stand-up comedian and really famous in England? How long?
Oh, one of the first times I met him, he said, it's astonishing to me how no one recognizes me. It's really awkward. He said, I can't stand Hawaii. I
he's
walked down
going
here
your
and no one
bosom.
knows
And then
who
he got
I
his
am.
laptop out and showed you some stuff.
But he was very kind, and there were points where we had gotten so comfortable in the filming that after the sex scene, I was just sitting there, and it was and in the room, the crew guys couldn't have been more respectful. And Russell would come up to me and he would just go, "Oh, there you go, darling." He would just always make sure I'm covered and tuck me in like a little burrito. And I
Was
thought,
he staring at you?
how
Because
kind.
he does that. You know, he's like the snake off the Jungle Book sometimes. He was probably prodding somewhere else while he was
He was trying to take my attention off of it. Well, I couldn't feel it if he did.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that's won awards as well. Shagger of the Year, 2 years running. They don't give them away like bloody Ivan Novellos. Stick them in Christmas crackers. Shagger of the Year, that takes a bit of work, mate. Right, okay, so Kristen Bell. At the age of 4, Kristen Bell told her family she no longer liked her name and wanted it to be changed to, what was it, Kristen Bell?
Taco Bell.
Shut up!
Smurfette.
Smurf.
Yeah. I was a very bullheaded child, and actually my first choice was Smurfette. My parents didn't go for it, and there was a good 2 weeks on the playground where I didn't answer to anything but Smurfette. And then my second choice was Matthew. I really wanted to be named Matthew
That's
as
a
well.
beautiful name.
I had a big order.
Matthew means gift from God. That's what Matt was saying about 5 seconds. Any views on the name Matthew, Matt?
Well, in Hebrew it means God's gift.
There you are. There
Excellent.
it goes. Predictable Matt Morgan.
What does
Because
Russell
you just
mean?
Breathed in. Russell means little
Scratchy
red-haired
noise.
dwarf. It does mean hogwash. Stop hijacking the interview. We're talking to Kristen
You
Bell.
asked me what it meant.
No, we didn't.
Oh, I did.
Sit down quietly for a little
Okay,
while.
go on. Talk about Smurfs.
Give him a drug or something. He loves a drug, this fella. If you give him a drug, he's good as gold.
Drugs are bad.
Now, what other things happened when we were doing
Do you
that
think he's got a
film?
big career of him in America?
I do. I do. I think that
Gutted, because I've got a big career.
he's gonna. I
We're
think he's gonna
taking the
blow up.
word of somebody wanting to be a Smurf. When they were a child. All right.
How dare you say that about Smurfette?
Well, there were all those scenes with you looking in the mirror where you were kissing it and all that stuff that was just
was a
hysterical.
struggle.
That's
and
not
it,
acting.
It was, yeah.
It's very difficult. I had to immerse myself in the character of a vain, self-obsessed narcissist.
With a slightly different name.
You know what? I'll tell you one thing. And this is not being arrogant, I am a real big hit at Comic-Con, okay?
That's kind of arrogant.
That's really arrogant.
Because
Arrogant Smurf.
well, because I've done a lot of those Comic-Cons, I've done a lot of sort of sci-fi-ish
What is
fanboy work.
Comic-Cons? It sounds to me
Sci-fi? You mean
pornographic.
like Scientology?
No.
Are you a
Like,
Scientologist?
no.
Do you want to be a Scientologist?
No, stop going on about Scientology. Get us all
It's
killed.
mental.
Well, wait, let me finish telling you this story because this is
Yeah, go on,
this
tell
is
us the story.
unbelievable.
Shut up for a bit, Noel.
The Geek Chic thing came from Comic-Con because I did a lot. I did Heroes and a lot of sort of internet savvy television work that people became a little obsessed with the internet. When I was at a Comic-Con a year ago, a man came up to me and said, "So I have an offer for you to be on the cover of my calendar." And I thought, oh, okay, this is really unprofessional. Just right up at the signing booth, just go ahead and propose it. And he straight up hands me a copy of Babes and Corpses. And it is legitimately like bathing suit clad women making out with, feeding chicken to, grabbing
What's it
in the
called
hot
again?
tub
What's it
with
called again?
Babes and Corpses.
They're
Can you get it on-
feeding corpses.
Naked, like
It's still available. Can you get
yeah,
it?
absolutely. You can, I'm sure you can get it on
Babes
the
and corpses.
yeah, and he wanted me to be like Miss October or something. And it was all these women in bikinis like making out with like Tales from the Crypt kind of guys.
Hello, Russell, says Tom. I don't know why I'm writing this. It's probably not going to do any good, and I already feel quite stupid and confused, but there's no one I can talk to about it. I've developed strange feelings for Noel Gallagher. I don't even know what these feelings are or what they mean. I don't think I'm gay, though. I've just I felt similar feelings for a guy in my class. But, Kristen, come on, what do you think that lad should do about his gay
is it-
lust for Noel?
Well, he's just looking for general advice, or is there a specific problem where he's just confused as to his
That
feelings?
problem. He's confused about why he feels that. I mean, I think anyone
Well-
who's attracted to Noel should immediately check into an asylum or an optician.
Clearly.
I don't know what optician you go to, but my one you have to check in.
Mine's residential.
It's on Harley Street. Do an opinion out your mouth.
I think, what's his name, Tom?
Tom, yeah, he's got feelings for Noel.
Well, I think that Tom shouldn't necessarily write off in such a bad way that he possibly could be gay, because the second sentence said, I definitely don't think I'm gay, I just have these feelings. So he either wants to emulate something about your personality, whether
one would
it's
want that. No one.
music or whether it's an actual
Is he leading me on?
sexual attraction. Who, Tom?
Is he
Well,
leading me
quite
on?
possibly.
No.
I think Tom just needs to spend a little bit more time with himself,
Typical man.
if it is the fact that he's homosexual, I think that
Toying
he should
with my
embrace
emotions.
that.
He
Toying
should
with my
embrace his
emotions.
homosexuality, but I think we should do is look at perhaps some other...
Yeah, but he shouldn't embrace mine. Should embrace his own, leave mine alone.
I've got the solution. What he needs is better-looking male role models. Why not look at russellbrandfansite.com? You'll see some images of a very handsome man with very ambiguous sexuality that's well worth having a crush on, rather than wrinkly rocker Noel Gallagher. There is the conclusive advice on that issue. What do you think about that? Question for Kristen: is Russell a good kisser? Come on, Kristen, tell the truth. love.
Absolutely.
What about that?
Absolutely.
He's not allowed to
Yeah.
use tongues, though, because that's
No,
sexual
well-
harassment at work.
Go on, Kristen, tell the story. I'm big enough. I can take it.
Well, I think it only got a little sloppy once, but that's just because we got very into it. But you have very nice lips, Russell, and you always smelled very nice.
Ta-da! There we go.
He does not.
Words, Kristen Bell there.
I've just been given a certificate.
But I think
for
he
that.
smelled nice because he was borrowing my
good
lip
smell.
gloss.
I don't think that Kaneki would get into a religion that was mad, do you?
No.
You know,
He's a
axe wielding.
Scientologist?
He gets into mad fights, axe fights.
Noel goes, oh, you're all right, you should get a wheelchair, your back looks bad. And he goes, yeah, I may have a bad back, but I can still pull a knife. And then pulled a knife.
The hatchet.
It was just a knife in that instance, but you know the hatchet he's probably saving for
didn't get
another
the full
occasion.
hatchet.
He carries a hatchet and a knife
Yeah, he's loaded.
in case he needs both.
Right, you never know. Or you might have stabbed someone, leave the knife in them, then you can still hatchet someone else. You say the person goes, "Oh, you shouldn't have
I'm not
knifed
sure
that."
they still make hatchets. That's kind of like that's old school.
It's
isn't it?
antiquated.
Hatchets, Yeah.
It can't be legal to carry one on your person.
Of course it isn't. Kaneki don't care about the law. He just gets himself
He's a
down
thief,
to the
he's a-
blacksmiths. Noel Gallagher there saying nuns are slags and Scientology's mad. Remember those views? There's
Drugs
the
are bad.
story.
Drugs are bad.
Are bad. Nuns are slags. That's nuns are slags. Drugs are bad.
Drugs are slags and nuns are bad.
Nuns are bad. Stay with the show. We all love you. Revolution. Hare Krishna. Boy, boy, boy.